Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Today is March the 4th, 2017. It is 3 a.m. in the morning here in Lisbon. So I guess it's the 5th here, the 4th where you are. This is the home of cryptocurrency straight talk. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. No fancy graphics, just information. Thanks for the Litecoin and all the Dash that was sent to me. A lot of people sent Dash during yesterday's awesome This Week in Bitcoin show. The link is below. And we have next week is week 8 of the show. We will have a new panel next week. We've had new panels every week. I think about 25 guests now have been on the show. So and then next week, by next week, we'll have 25 guests on the show. And then the week after that, we're gonna start repeating guests. So some of your favorites are gonna come back. Tell me who you want to see back. It's gonna be great. The show just gets better every week. Yesterday was really a fun time, and we take audience members' questions. Maybe I'll take some audience questions tonight if I can check over there. Not right now, but toward the end. But I will chat with you after this, and I do chat with you guys in the chat after all these videos because they're all done live, or most of them at least. And the chat expires like about 7 minutes after video is over, though. So we only have a short time to talk. So be ready for that. Anyway, link below to the Across the Street video that I was also on, and a link below to finally Ty Zen posted that Hawaii video I made just for his channel. And so check that out. And I'll post it here eventually too, but it's on Ty Zen's channel right now. The link is below. And speaking of Hawaii, one of my contacts over there is getballistic.com. They sell surfboards, and he actually accepts Bitcoin, not on the site yet. So you might want to contact him if you, and he says he accepts cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency. So contact him if you're interested in sending him some cryptocurrency or getting a surfboard while in Hawaii, because they need Bitcoin floating around Hawaii. Getballistic.com. I'll link to that below. I don't think I did that yet. Anyway, speaking of yesterday's show, Ansel, what a great guest. He brought up the user-activated soft fork, and he likes that. And I investigated it a little bit more because it was the second time I heard of it. It's an interesting idea. I think all of you should look into that. Instead of depending on the miners here, have a user-activated soft fork. And I can't get into all the technical details though right now. So just check it out. It's very interesting. Okay, so let's get to the subject matter at hand. I watch a lot of different shows. Peter Schiff, all sorts of guys on YouTube who are considered, I guess, semi-alternative either, because they appear on mainstream news sometimes. And they are always worried about talking about the correlations between stocks and gold, the Federal Reserve, bonds. When one goes up, the other goes down. What we need to worry about, we need to worry about Janet Yellen, and to worry about the price of the dollar. And if they're printing dollars, what's going to happen to the dollar? Is it going to go down? But all these correlations, and yeah, if you're into that system, which is clearly it's manipulated. I mean, that's not a conspiracy or anything. That's what the Federal Reserve is supposed to do. It's a central planning authority. Bitcoin correlates to none of it. It is the way out of this game of worry and worrying about what Yellen does or what Trump does. I mean, it doesn't matter with Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. So a lot of people ask me like, well, is Trump going to be good for Bitcoin? Don't worry about that. Bitcoin is in its own new realm. It is deflationary. It's a new paradigm. We can't grasp it yet. We can't get it at all, because it's just a new way of financial thinking. Everything else is inflationary or manipulated depending on something else. Bitcoin, I mean, if there's something horrible that happened, I guess Bitcoin would do well, but a lot of other things would too. We don't have to worry about the correlations as much. All we have to think about is that this thing is deflationary. It's a scarce thing, a commodity that can do so much that we can't even understand yet. So get used to this new paradigm, this new way of thinking. Try to not worry about what Janet Yellen is doing in terms of you buying Bitcoin, or what these talking heads are screaming about or worrying about. Because I mean, they can just make so many videos about what is Janet Yellen, the one word Janet Yellen said in a speech. With Bitcoin, we're out of that paradigm completely. We don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. It's awesome, and it's just going to be a ride. It's going to be, especially here early on, and it's going to have more and more influence. So it's very interesting. So speaking of this new realm, Andreas Antonopoulos has a new 4-minute video out. And so it's quick, so you should watch it. And it's good. I linked to it below. He basically says it's still very early. Things are about to change big time. But we have to be patient, and we have to teach non-tech people. So a lot of this isn't going to happen overnight. We shouldn't worry, but the paradigm shift is not going to happen overnight. Hey, by the way, we got like 50 viewers on right now. Wow, and it's late at night. So hey, thumbs up, guys. Hit that like, pound that like button. Pound it, baby. All right. So Peter Schiff, I was just innocently watching one of his videos today, his latest one, and around the 16-minute mark, he gets into a classic rant. He starts off by talking, and it's not going to look good in the future, this rant of his. He starts talking about how Bitcoin is above gold, and he does not seem to like that. And I don't think he should really care if Bitcoin is above gold. He says if you use Bitcoin as a safe haven, you are a complete idiot. And he says that Bitcoin is a total speculation. And I say to that, I mean, we're going to have a new way of thinking, of looking at what a safe haven is very soon. I mean, I think we in the Bitcoin world already understand that, but the mainstream will soon understand that Bitcoin is a safe haven indeed. But you know, and that would be enough right there. But no, he goes on. He says there's no reason for the Bitcoin ETF, because he talks about how an ETF is good for gold because it makes it easier for people to hold gold and to store and buy gold, because it's hard to store gold. You just can't buy a bunch of it and then, you know, put it in your dining room or whatever. And I guess it's difficult to buy, but he does not, he doesn't realize the same thing about Bitcoin, that it is hard to store Bitcoin. I mean, if you want to store Bitcoin safely, you know, on your Trezor, you're going to have to learn how to do that. You're going to have to get it off an exchange. There's different ways of, and some people are intimidated right now by the Bitcoin buying process. Now, I say just go to Coinbase, buy it, then buy a Trezor. But it's, for some people, it's not that easy. They're not that technical at this point. As Andreas said, we're going to have to get more people into this technically, you know, technically slowly teach them. So he doesn't see that. He doesn't understand that Bitcoin, I mean, it doesn't need an ETF, but it's going to, a lot of people want an ETF so they can easily hold it, just like the reasons he gave that gold has an ETF. Anyway, he goes on to say Bitcoin could hit zero. And hey, again, at least he's talking about Bitcoin on the show. I mean, it shows it's getting to him. It shows that it's in the news, and it shows that it is becoming more mainstream. It's clear that Bitcoin is getting bigger. He calls it fool's gold, tulip mania. And then he starts on the GoldMoney rant. And yeah, he does business with GoldMoney, which is a company. He says GoldMoney is going to let you buy coffee with gold. And I mean, that's his thing. I mean, you can do that if you want to. But I mean, it becomes like a desperation GoldMoney sales rant toward the end. And he sounds like a fax machine salesman in 1997 talking about how email is nothing, and that the fax machine is the way to go. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And these videos are going to look horrible in 5 years of his. I mean, they're just going to be very embarrassing. And yes, he's clearly trying to sell and make money off of GoldMoney. So yeah, he's biased. He's obviously biased. He's not hiding his bias, but he shouldn't. He should really try to get rid of that bias and try to think a little bit more with a clear head here, and be a little bit more open-minded to Bitcoin if he wants to go down in history as looking somewhat intelligent on the subject. But right now, that's going to be an embarrassing one. Anyway, that's linked to below. It starts at the 16-minute mark, and it goes on for quite a while toward the end. I mean, that's all he talks about, really. So anyway, there's a tweet that I was just sent, And this might explain why Ethereum Classic had a jump like in the last couple days. Thanks to the Ethereum, and this is from Grayscale. Was that Barry Silver? I think, I don't know. Sorry if I'm messing that up. But thanks to the Ethereum Classic community's agreement on the new monetary policy, the Ethereum Trust is a go. Stay tuned for details and timing. All right. I mean, I don't want to spread any rumors. There was no more. I mean, that has to get approved by the SEC too. So I guess they're saying that they're willing to, they themselves, Grayscale is willing to go through now that they know, they think they know there's going to be a cap. I didn't get a full confirmation from the Ethereum Classic community that there's definitely going to be a cap on the Ethereum Classic created, which is great. If it's totally like set in stone now, that's great. All right, there's some Reddit drama over. If you like Reddit drama, I'm going to link to it. The moderator at the RBTC that Roger Ver is so proud of. Why I'm resigning as moderator of RBTC. Hey, I mean, it's not that important to me, but people have mentioned it, so I'll link to it below. Also, there's a guy named Sergey21 out there on Steemit. He actually contacted me a week or two ago, 2 weeks ago, I think. And he shared with me a long post of his. He was going to post on Steemit. Everyone needs to know about the next revolution, a beginner's guide to the blockchain. And it's about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And I thought it was a good explanation. I think people will enjoy reading something like that. So I linked to that Steemit post below. We've got 60 live viewers. Hey, guys, hit that thumbs up button. I try to post a new video here every day. Sometimes we have two. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Tell all your friends we are growing. It's excitement all over the Bitcoin world. I will chat with you guys right now here at 3:13 a.m. in the morning.